Hi, welcome to this Blender video tutorial entitled Mirror Modifier. Blender's Mirror Modifier essentially creates a linked duplicate of an object and mirrors it across a selected axis defined by the object's origin or center point. To demonstrate the Mirror Modifier, I've placed a cube object in my Blender scene. I'll go to Front View and Wireframe Display Mode and deselect the cube. Notice that the cube's origin point is located at the center of the cube object. I'll tab into Edit Mode, and with all the vertices selected, move them to the right along the x-axis until they are outside of the cube's origin point. I will then click on the modifier icon in the Properties Editor and add a new modifier. I'll select the Mirror Modifier. By default, a mirrored duplicate of the object is placed along the x-axis on the other side of the object's origin point. I'll rotate my view so that you can see this more dimensionally. I'll move the selected vertices along the y-axis so that they are clear of the object's origin. I'll then uncheck the default x-axis mirror and check the y-axis mirror. Now the object is mirrored along the y-axis. I'll move the selected vertices along the z-axis so that they are clear of the object's origin. I'll then uncheck the y-axis mirror and check the z-axis mirror. Now the object is mirrored along the z-axis. I'll go to Front View and change the mirror axis back to x. I'll box select the top left vertices of the cube. Notice that I can move the vertices beyond the mirrored plane along the x-axis. As I do, the mirrored part of the object corresponds in mirrored fashion. In the Mirror Modifier panel, I'll checkmark the Clipping option. With clipping enabled, mirrored vertices that meet along the mirrored axis are automatically welded so that they cannot move beyond the mirror axis. I will again move the top left vertices. Note that when they meet at the mirror axis, the vertices are welded. I cannot move them apart. I will weld the bottom left vertices as well. I'll go to Solid Display Mode, rotate my view a bit, and select one of the top left vertices. Note that I can only move it along the ZY plane. In the Mirror Modifier panel, the Use Modifier when in Edit Mode button is enabled by default. If I turn this off, the mirrored portion of the object is not displayed in Edit Mode. I will enable the Use Modifier in Edit Mode button. When enabled, a second button is displayed named Apply Modifier to Editing Cage. Enabling this button displays the sub-object components on the mirrored portion of the object. Selecting a mirrored subcomponent is the same as selecting the original subcomponent. In effect, you can model on either side of the mirror, and the modeling will be mirrored on the opposite side. I will switch to Face Select Mode and select the end face of the object and extrude it out a bit. I'll then raise it up a bit along the z-axis. I'll add a loop cut to the extruded part. I'll select one of the top faces and extrude again. Note that all of the editing done on one side of the object is mirrored on the other side. Using the Mirror Modifier is ideal for any type of symmetrical modeling. I'll switch to Layer 2. Here I have a flat plane object. I'll go to Front View. Note that the plane's object origin point is in the center of the plane. I'll tab into Edit Mode, and with all the vertices selected, subdivide the plane. I'll box select the left set of vertices and delete them. I'll then add a mirror modifier. I'll activate clipping and activate the Apply Modifier to Editing Cage button. I'll select the center vertex and delete it, which also deletes the plane's faces. I will select the right center vertex and move it a few blender units along the x-axis. I'll then select all of the vertices and press the E key, Extrude, followed by the S key, Scale, and extrude scale them out a bit. I'll select these two vertices and adjust their position a bit. I'll loop select the outer loop of vertices and extrude scale them again. I will again adjust these two inside vertices. I will also adjust the top two center vertices down a bit. I'll add a loop cut to the top right and another loop cut to the bottom right. I'll then loop select the inner loop of vertices. Go to Side View and move them out a bit. I'll then add a subdivision surface modifier to the object, setting the display level to 3. We now have a mirrored mouth shape.